Fear shows up before the work starts, before the alarm rings, before the lights turn on, and most people fail right there. Fear is not the enemy, fear is the test. It tests how bad you want it when nobody's watching. It tests whether your talk is real or just noise. It tests if you're committed or just interested. Everybody feels fear. That's not special. What's rare is who moves anyway. Fear says wait, fear says rest. Fear says you're not ready yet. And that's where most people lose. They call it patience. They call it timing. They call it being realistic. It's none of that. It's fear wearing a clean suit. Fear shows up when it's early, when it's cold, when you're tired. When nobody will applaud, that's the test. Because when conditions are perfect, anyone can perform. When it's comfortable, anyone can be confident. When it's easy, fear disappears. But greatness doesn't live there. Greatness lives where fear is loud, where doubt is constant, where excuses feel logical. That's the environment you don't build strength and comfort. You don't build belief by waiting. You don't build confidence by avoiding pressure. You build it by stepping directly into what scares you. Fear exposes preparation. If you prepared, fear is just noise. If you didn't, fear feels like truth. That fear is the test because it arrives before results, before proof, before applause, before anyone believes. It shows up early, uninvited, sitting on your chest the moment the work demands more than comfort. It questions your preparation, your identity, your discipline, your hunger. Fear doesn't ask loudly. It whispers intelligently. It tells you to be careful. It tells you to wait. It tells you to protect yourself. And most people mistake that whisper for wisdom. Fear tests commitment. Not when things are easy, but when nothing is guaranteed, when effort feels invisible, when progress feels slow, when your body is tired and your mind starts bargaining. This is where desire gets exposed. Because wanting something is common. Acting when fear is present is rare. Fear draws a line and asks a simple question. Will you cross it anyway? Everyone feels fear. That's not the separator. The separator is response. Some people pause. Some people retreat. Some people start negotiating with standards they promised they would never lower. Fear listens patiently while you explain why today isn't the day. It lets you sound reasonable. It lets you feel responsible. It lets you walk away without noise. Fear tests honesty. It forces you to confront whether your goals are real or just comforting ideas. When fear shows up, excuses become attractive. Sleep sounds productive. Distractions feel earned. Waiting feels mature. But fear thrives in delay. It grows stronger every time you choose comfort over progress. Every avoided action feeds it. Fear tests preparation. If you didn't prepare, fear feels overwhelming. It feels like danger. It feels like a warning sign. But when you've put in the work, fear loses its authority. It becomes background noise. The work silences it. Preparation turns fear from a stop sign into a signal that you're exactly where growth happens. Fear tests discipline. Motivation disappears fast. Confidence is inconsistent. Discipline is what answers when fear calls. Discipline doesn't debate. It doesn't seek permission. It moves because it decided long ago. Fear wants emotion. Discipline runs on standards. Fear wants comfort. Discipline wants progress. Fear tests identity. It asks who you are when nobody is watching, when the outcome is uncertain, when failure feels possible. It strips away labels and forces action to speak. You can't think your way past fear. You can't read your way past it. You can only move through it. Action is the only language fear respects. Fear tests patience. Results take time. Progress hides. Doubt multiplies in silence. Fear uses time against you. It asks how long you're willing to struggle without validation, how long you'll stay committed without recognition. Most people quit quietly here, not loudly. Quietly, they drift. They slow down. They settle. Fear tests belief. Not belief in words, but belief in behavior. Real belief shows up early. It shows up tired. It shows up without applause. Fear exposes the gap between what you say you believe and what you're willing to do under pressure. Fear never disappears. It evolves. New levels bring new doubts. New responsibilities bring new pressure. Waiting for fear to leave is a low sting strategy. Mastery comes from repetition, facing fear repeatedly until it loses emotional control, until it becomes familiar, until it becomes fuel. Fear tests focus when distractions feel deserved and shortcuts feel justified. It challenges your ability to stay locked in when boredom replaces excitement and repetition replaces novelty. This is where most minds wander. This is where intensity fades. Fear loves inconsistency. It waits for lapses. It waits for excuses. And it strikes the moment focus breaks, because broken focus always creates openings that fear can easily exploit. Fear tests consistency. One bold moment isn't enough. One strong day doesn't change anything. Fear returns daily, asking the same question. Will you show up again? Will you hold the line again? Will you choose effort again? Most people answer differently over time. Standards slip. Discipline fades. Fear doesn't block the path. It is the path. It's the gatekeeper. It decides who advances and who stays comfortable. The test is never about talent. It's about response. Fear asks, action answers. And tomorrow, before the work starts, before the alarm rings, fear will ask again. Comfort is a trap because it feels earned, justified, logical, and safe. It arrives disguised as rest, balance, patience, and self-care. It tells you have done enough for today. It tells you you deserve a break. It tells you slowing down is maturity. And that is why it works. Comfort never looks dangerous. It looks responsive. Comfort dulls urgency. It softens edges. It lowers standards quietly. Not all at once, but little by little. One skipped session, one delayed decision, one excuse that sounds smart. Comfort never asks you to quit. It only asks you to relax. And relaxation, repeated, becomes retreat. Comfort convinces you tomorrow will feel easier. That motivation will return. That conditions will improve. It sells hope without effort. It promises recovery without discipline. But comfort does not restore hunger. It replaces it. The more you sit in comfort, the more foreign effort feels, the harder work becomes. The heavier resistance grows. Comfort feeds on progress. The moment you see results, it shows up. When you win once, comfort asks why push again. When you achieve a milestone, comfort says protect it. When things start working, comfort says don't risk it. And that is how momentum dies, not from failure, but from success handled poorly. Comfort rewires identity. You stop asking what you are capable of and start asking what you can maintain. You stop chasing growth and start defending status. You protect routines instead of testing limits. You choose consistency without intensity. And slowly, your world shrinks to what feels manageable. Comfort hates pressure. Pressure demands focus. Pressure exposes weakness. Pressure forces adaptation. Comfort avoids all of it. It prefers predictability, same schedule, same effort, same outcomes. Comfort convinces you that stability is strength, Eve. And when it is stagnation, comfort is seductive because it feels calm. No tension, no anxiety, no risk, but calm without challenge is decay. Muscles weaken without load. Minds dull without resistance. Standards erode without pressure. Comfort removes friction. And friction is what sharpens you. Comfort lies about timing. It tells you this is not the right moment. Too early. Too late. Too busy. Too tired. Comfort waits for perfect conditions that never arrive. And while you wait, time moves. Opportunities close. Windows shrink. Comfort is patient. It will wait as long as it takes for you to settle. Comfort changes how you interpret pain. Discomfort becomes danger. Fatigue becomes a warning sign. Struggle becomes something to avoid instead of something to use. You start protecting yourself from growth. You start designing life around ease. And ease never produces excellence. Comfort isolates you from your potential. You stop seeing what is possible because you stop going where effort is required. You stay in familiar territory, familiar thoughts, familiar habits, familiar limits. Comfort builds invisible walls and calls them boundaries. Comfort creates false confidence. You feel capable because nothing is challenging you. You feel skilled because nothing is testing you. You feel prepared because nothing is threatening you. Then pressure hits and everything collapses. Comfort never prepared you for resistance. Comfort teaches you to negotiate standards. Just today, just this once, just until things calm down. But standards that bend under comfort were never strong. Discipline only exists when it is uncomfortable, when it costs something. When it demands sacrifice, comfort steals time quietly. Days blend together. Weeks disappear. Years pass. Not dramatically, silently. You look back and realize nothing changed because nothing was challenged. Comfort never announces the damage it does. It lets you feel fine while becoming less. Comfort does not mean rest. Rest is intentional. Comfort is avoidance. Rest prepares you to return stronger. Comfort prepares you to stay where you are. One sharpens the blade. The other lets it rust. Comfort asks one question every day. Will you choose easy again? And every time you answer yes, the trap tightens. Not violently. Gradually. Until effort feels optional and ambition feels heavy. Comfort keeps you safe, but safety is the most expensive place to live. Comfort never screams danger. It whispers permission. Permission to stop pushing. Permission to stay still. Permission to believe this level is enough. Even when something inside knows it is not yet, still waiting action builds confidence because confidence is not found. It is forged. It is not a feeling you wait for. It is a response your body learns through movement. Confidence does not arrive before action. It arrives after repeated proof. Proof that you showed up. Proof that you endured pressure. Proof that you acted when doubt was loud. Most people think confidence creates action. That belief keeps them stuck. They wait to feel ready. They wait to feel strong. They wait to feel sure. Waiting turns hesitation into habit. Action breaks it. Action forces clarity. When you move, excuses lose power. When you move, fear gets smaller. When you move, your mind stops inventing stories and starts solving problems. Movement exposes reality. Standing still magnifies doubt. Action builds evidence. Every rep is a receipt. Every early morning is documentation. Every uncomfortable decision is proof that you can be trusted by yourself. Confidence is self-trust earned through behavior, not words, not affirmations. Behavior. Action creates momentum. One step makes the next step lighter. One decision sharpens the next decision. Momentum quiets hesitation. It drowns overthinking. Action pulls you forward before your fear can catch up. Action trains identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who plans and start seeing yourself as someone who executes. That shift changes everything. Identity drives behavior. When you act repeatedly, your identity updates automatically. You no longer ask if you can. You know because you already did. Action rewires fear. Fear feeds on imagination. Action feeds on reality. Reality is always smaller than imagined danger. The first step is heavy. The second is lighter. The third feels normal. Action shrinks fear through exposure. Action removes the need for motivation. Motivation is emotional. Action is mechanical. You move whether you feel like it or not. Consistent action trains your nervous system to operate under pressure. That calm becomes confidence. Action sharpens skill. Confidence without skill is fragile. Skill without action stays hidden. Repetition under stress builds competence. Competence builds calm. Calm builds confidence that does not crack. When challenged, action creates standards. When you act daily, standards become non-negotiable. You stop asking if you will show up. You already know the answer. That certainty is confidence. Action reveals strength you didn't know existed. Not imagined strength. Proven strength. Strength discovered under load, under fatigue, under resistance. That discovery changes self-perception permanently. Action eliminates comparison. When you are moving, you are too busy building to watch others. Comparison disappears. Focus sharpens. Confidence grows inward instead of borrowed from outside validation. Action converts pain into progress. Discomfort stops feeling like danger and starts feeling like direction. Pain becomes information. Information builds competence. Competence builds confidence. Action is honest. It does not lie. It does not flatter. It shows you exactly where you stand. That honesty removes confusion. Clear feedback builds trust. Trust builds confidence. Action compounds. Small actions repeated become identity. Identity becomes automatic behavior. Automatic behavior feels like confidence, but it was built rep by rep. Action replaces doubt with data. Doubt asks what if. Data shows what happened. Confidence is built on results, not hope. Action creates control. You may not control outcomes, but you always control effort. Control creates calm. Calm creates confidence under chaos. Action demands courage before confidence. That sequence never changes. Courage first, confidence later. Those who reverse it wait forever. Action builds confidence. Because confidence is the byproduct of kept promises. Promises to wake up, promises to train, promises to push when tired. Each kept promise strengthens the internal voice that says you can be. Relied on. Action is the difference between dreaming and believing. Dreams are passive. Belief is earned through motion. When your body proves what your mind doubts. Confidence is born. Action silences critics because action silences your own inner critic first. External noise fades when internal proof grows. Action does not guarantee success. Guarantees growth. Growth guarantees capability. Capability guarantees confidence that survives pressure. Action is the only path. No shortcuts. No replacements. No substitutes. Confidence follows action every single time, even when fear shows up first, because fear loses authority the moment you move. Again, and stays silent while action keeps proving itself again. Pressure reveals preparation because pressure never lies. It arrives suddenly, sharply, without warning, and it exposes every weakness, every gap, every shortcut you thought nobody will. Notice. Pressure does not negotiate. It does not wait. It does not forgive. It measures readiness in real time. Tests stamina, skill, focus, and courage all at once. Under pressure, excuses evaporate, pretenses dissolve, and only what was. Built-in practice survives. Pressure is a mirror that reflects truth. When you believe you are ready, pressure confirms it. When you are not, it exposes you. Pressure does not care about your intentions, your talk, or your plan. It measures action, repetition, endurance, and the unrelenting willingness to continue when everything in your body screams stop. Most people fail not because they cannot perform, but because they were never truly prepared. Preparation is invisible until pressure arrives. Hours spent alone, unseen, unrecognized, uncelebrated, appear in an instant when pressure hits. Every extra rep, every sacrifice, every moment spent choosing effort over comfort accumulates quietly until it bursts into proof. The person who prepared does not panic. The person who prepared does not hesitate. The person who prepared moves with decisiveness because preparation becomes instinct under pressure. Pressure isolates. It strips away external support, applause, and distraction. It demands clarity. It exposes character. When pressure mounts, mental cracks appear. Fear multiplies. Doubt shouts. Weakness tries to escape through hesitation, distraction, and avoidance. But preparation acts like armor. Preparation creates a rhythm. Preparation whispers commands while the chaos screams confusion. Every trained motion, every practiced response, every repeated decision flows automatically when pressure is high. Pressure amplifies emotion. Excitement, anxiety, fear, and doubt become magnified. What feels manageable in practice can feel impossible in reality. Pressure is the ultimate lie detector. It tests whether standards are real or imagined, whether discipline is habitual or circumstantial, whether commitment is deep or shallow. Preparation is the only way to survive this amplification, to move beyond the noise, to act clearly when the moment demands it. Pressure challenges confidence. False confidence crumbles under scrutiny. Confidence built on luck, timing, or comfort evaporates instantly. Preparation builds unshakable confidence. Not arrogance, not illusions, but certainty earned from repeated trails, repeated effort, repeated focus. When pressure arrives, the prepared individual does not think. They execute. Execution is proof. Execution is validation. Execution under pressure is dominance. Pressure exposes limits. It tests stamina when energy is low, focus when distractions are high, and patience when the outcome is delayed. Pressure is relentless, and it rewards those who anticipate it, who welcome it, who have trained in its likeness. The moment of pressure reveals what you invested long before anyone noticed, long before anyone applauded, long before fear whispered for you to retreat. Pressure builds resilience. Hence, because it repeats. It does not strike once and vanish. It tests repeatedly, daily, weekly, monthly, at every level. Each encounter forces adaptation, mental toughness, and physical readiness. Those who prepare consistently thrive. Those who evade the discomfort of preparation collapse. Pressure magnifies small errors, small hesitations, small weaknesses. Preparation shrinks those errors, neutralizes hesitation, and transforms weaknesses into opportunities for dominance. Pressure is unrelenting, unforgiving, and absolute. It does not bend for excuses. It does not negotiate fairness. It does not care how tired, how scared, or how frustrated you are. Pressure forces action and measures execution. Those who are ready excel. Those who will not fail. Success is not determined by chance. It is revealed under pressure, and preparation is the only guarantor. Pressure tests patience. Immediate results vanish under intensity. Long-term effort must persist while short-term discomfort dominates. The unprepared question, second guess, falter, and freeze. The prepared continue, moving decisively, knowing that consistency and prior work carry them when instinct and skill converge. Every repetition in practice compounds under pressure. Every early rise, every extra session, every unwilling sacrifice pays off. In moments that demand everything, pressure separates talkers from doers. It separates those who plan from those who execute. It separates intention from results, those who have envy. Stead in preparation do not panic when chaos arrives. They do not hesitate when decisions must be instantaneous. They do not doubt when stakes are highest. Preparedness turns uncertainty into clarity, chaos into rhythm, stress into opportunity. Pressure reveals, but preparation dominates. Pressure never stops. It escalates, evolves, and multiplies. Every level, every stage, every challenge introduces new demands. Preparation is ongoing, relentless, unending. Complacency under preparation is as deadly as unpreparedness. Pressure magnifies weakness and punishes hesitation. Preparation converts pressure into performance, fear into focus, chaos into controlled execution. Pressure tests all. And preparation ensures survival, dominance, and relentless execution that turns intensity into mastery. Pressure is the ultimate judge, and preparation is the silent victory that allows you to walk through its fire without hesitation, without doubt, without compromise, executing flawlessly while others stumble, freeze, and fail.